Well, my question is, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about systemic racism, and I mentioned one of your nuggets that actually more white people, unarmed white people, are killed than black people. And you say, of course they are, because there's more white people in this country than black people. So what's the answer to that? I didn't know how to come back on that.
Real simple. White people are what percentage of the population? Around 61%. What percentage of the homicides are committed by white people? 50%, meaning they commit, as a percentage of their population, less murders than blacks do at 13%. We commit almost half of the homicides at 13%. So at 13%, we're far, far more likely to be an offender and a victim of a homicide. A young black man is anywhere from 7 to 10 times more likely, Larry, to be the victim of a homicide, almost always at the hands of another young black man. The leading cause of death for young white men, Larry, is accidents, like car accidents or pool drownings. The leading cause of death, preventable or non-preventable for young black men, homicide, almost always at the hands of another black man. That is why the police are there. It is true that the police are 2.5 times more likely to kill a black suspect. It's also true, as I said, that a young black suspect is 7 or 8 times more likely to be a victim of a homicide. That's why the cops are there. You look at a city, Larry, like St. Louis. St. Louis is about 45% black. About 300 homicides last year, 90% of them black on black. Baltimore, 65% black. About 400 homicides last year, 90% of them black on black. Chicago, a third black, a third white, a third Hispanic, 70% of the homicides black on black. Tell your friend that.
Where can I get that documentation from? Because I cannot remember all that information.
Well, Larry, I urge you to go on YouTube. I've done a video about this. About the allegation of systemic racism. I broke down all these stats. And Larry, we're just talking about the police, systemic racism. Joe Biden says systemic racism affects every facet of our society. So when people talk to you about systemic racism, ask them to be specific. Are you talking about hiring at Fortune 500 companies, for example? Don't give me that, because if you come out of school and you have good grades and you're in a hot major and you're a minority, they line up for you like you're a first-round draft pick. I told you in the 70s I was in law school. I had a roommate who was an engineering student. He was black. He had another friend, also black. They used to study together. They were studying computer engineering when that was kind of a novel field. And they both did well. And one of them had a very long career at P&G. He was recruited heavily to go there. Another one had a very long career at TRW, also recruited heavily to go there. So don't give me this business about large America is discriminating against black people. If anything, if you're a qualified person coming out of school and you have the same resume as a white person, the black person is probably more likely to be hired. Certainly, if a black kid has an SAT score equivalent to a white kid and grades equivalent, the black kid has an easier time getting into a college or university of his or her choice than the white kid. So it can't be systemic racism when it comes to being admitted into colleges and universities and isn't getting an education the route to the middle class. So you can make an argument, Larry, that a black person in 2021 has an easier route, a poor black person compared to a poor white person, an easier route to get to the middle class than the poor white person. I can give you on and on and on. I mean, are you talking about military? Look at the military, how diverse the military is. We now have the first black Secretary of Defense. Show me where the military is discriminating against people. Give it to me. Have them be specific. Give me the institution. We've talked about the police already. We mentioned that there are more unarmed whites killed every year than unarmed blacks, and your friend said, well, of course, because there are more white people in America. You can't do it that way. You have to look at the percentage of whites in America. As a percentage of blacks in America, blacks commit more hate crime than whites do. We're about 13% of the population. Blacks commit about 30% of the hate crimes. Again, whites, 61%. They commit substantially lower than that when it comes to hate crimes. Tell your friend that. Tell your friend there's a black Harvard economist named Roland Fryer who just knew that blacks were being mowed down by the police just because they were black. And he was surprised that nobody had done a study on it. So he decided to do one. And he was shocked. And he said it was the most surprising findings of my career. He said not only were blacks not being victimized by the police in terms of deadly force, the police were more hesitant, more reluctant to pull the trigger on a black suspect than a white suspect. mirroring the research that was revealed in an article in the Washington Post, same year, 2016, April 27. Larry, that's what you can do real easy. Go to April 27, 2016, Washington Post, and type in police shootings. And you'll get many, many studies that will outline much of what I said, Larry, but also there's videos I put up on YouTube. But April 27, 2016, Washington Post, police shootings. Send that to your buddy. Let me know what happens. I'm Larry Elder.